y'all, it is Cara Pressley back with another episode of the Cara Pressley radio show. I mean, there's no other way to start off your day. Thursday mornings at 5 a.m. with Cara Pressley. Before I kick this off, I just want to tell you guys, visit my website. I feel like I haven't said that enough. Please visit www.carapressley.com. I am also bringing you amazing people in business, amazing community partners, people out here willing to give you their education, their skill set, everything that they know, so that you can become your best self and create the life that you want. So today we have another powerhouse coming to you. Please stay tuned, and the interview is about to begin. All right, y'all, we are here and we are talking with an amazing mogul. Dr. Avis has joined us today for the Cara Pressley radio show. How are you feeling?
I am feeling great. How are you?
Good. I'm feeling successful. Everybody knows that as well. I'm super excited about it. Successful is a state of mind, and I feel like you embody that. I can't wait to talk a lot more about your initiatives and your events you have coming up, but let's first just get into it. 1 million Black women millionaires. You're going to make that happen for us out here in America, in the land of no reparations. We're going to earn it on our own. We're going to go out and get it. Tell us how you're going to help us do that. And how does your business help others do that all the time?
Absolutely. I mean, you were joking a little bit, but what you were saying was absolutely factual. The reality is I don't expect this country to give us a damn thing. You know,
accurate.
Let's be real. Okay. And that's where this imperative comes from. For most of my career, I worked in the Washington, D.C. think tank space, which most people who are outside of D.C. have absolutely no idea what that is, nor do they care. But let me just tell you what it does, because it is important. Okay.
It is.
And what we do in that space is we provide research, policy briefings. We speak with congressional members and their staffs, and we provide them with information that they can use, hopefully, to pass legislation that we can help people, or hinder or stop legislation that we think will hurt people. I worked in that space for many, many years, specifically focused on the intersection of race, gender, and the economy, with a special focus on Black women. And one of the things that bothered me the most during that time was, as much time as I worked in that space, I never saw much movement on these basic facts. Number one, Black women are the most likely demographic group of women to work. We have the highest labor force participation of any group of women in America, bar none, since they've been calculating that statistic. And of course, we know that we were the labor force before they calculated that statistic, right? For most of those years, we worked for free. So we've always worked in this country, have yet to be paid fairly. We also know that we face not only a regular wage gap, we face a double wage gap. So when we hear these numbers about the wage gap, typically they're looking at numbers around women overall. When you talk about Black women, it's even worse, okay? Right. And we also know that because of this wage gap, we are so far behind, we're paid so unfairly, that the typical Black woman today, if she were to be paid fairly, if that wage gap did not exist and she made wages on par with her white male counterpart, by the time she retired, she would have nearly $1 million more in wages earned than she retires with today. So I say all that to say we should already be millionaires.
Friend, I mean,
bam.
Then. Should have been, okay?
Should have been.
Listen, as you were going through, even talking about that, y'all know I live in Richmond, Virginia, but I commuted to Washington, D.C. every day for 8 years straight, trying to chase the American dream, and baby, I still didn't make it up the ladder. You know what I mean? Like, what were we doing it for? Just the overworking, the underappreciated, the undervalued. Like, I was exhausted just listening to it.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit more about just your journey and how you got here. What did life look like before the mogul? Because I feel like somebody out there is listening and they see our stories and they see us shucking and jiving and they're like, I hear you, but how, sis? Like, what said no, I'm changing this narrative.
Absolutely. Well, similar to you, I was one of those in the commuter space as well, slugging in and out of work every day. Little, not quite down as far as Richmond, but I was in Northern Virginia getting back and forth every day. And I was seeing these statistics as I was telling you, and it would frustrate me year after year after year. No matter what we did, no matter what we tried to do legislatively, nothing made a huge dent in that. Right. And I came to the conclusion that the only way that we're going to be paid fairly is if we pay our damn selves. And so, like a lot of Black women, I left the workplace. I started my own business. And what I found was that a lot of us, when we have the power to write our own checks, we don't write it big enough.
Somebody write that down. Somebody write that down. Triple the price, sis. I mean, that's what I mean.
Yes. Okay. And so I eventually evolved to the space where I am now, where I help Black women entrepreneurs understand how to package their genius in a way that allows them to separate themselves from their competition, elevate their pricing where it should be, understand how to attract individuals who are ready, willing, and able to pay what they deserve, and ultimately learn how to close the sale. And so that's really what I help Black women to do all across this country and actually internationally as well. And that's what I want to continue to do until we create a minimum of 1 million Black women millionaires.
I love that. Listen, somebody is listening out there and they're like, this is for me. This is my tribe. I came across this interview for a purpose. I know you have an event coming up in July. And I want you to share some more about that event. But before we talk about it specifically, talk to the sis who wants to come to your event and she wants to believe in you, but it's mean girls at these events. It's just people at these events who are like, I'm going to help you scale, but they never talk about their first 5-figure payment, or they never talk about the real journey up the ladder, what that looked like. What would you say to that sis who is giving scam vibes? We see it all the time.
I know. And you know what? I understand that. I understand why people would think that, because honestly, there are some folks out here who have millionaire in all of their branding and haven't even made their first 6 figures yet. Let's just be real. Okay. Here's the thing I can tell you. Number one, I made my first 6 figures in my first 9 months in business. I went from there and ultimately scaled to multi 6 figures after doing more things. I was ingrained with a lot of the thinking that I think a lot of us have, is that we got to work. Like, we were built to work. Black women know how to work. Okay. Right. So I was working, did more, got up to multi 6 figures, but guess what? I was tired, girl. Tired.
And I burned out. Take the nap, sis. Somebody listening needs to hear that. You can do more with rest, but go ahead.
Exactly. And so it wasn't until I really learned that the secret to breaking to that 7-figure mark wasn't doing more, it was actually doing less. This is the counterintuitive part that most people don't get. And when I took things off the table and started to focus on one thing, the one big thing, and put all of me, the best of me, into that one thing, I made my first million in 8 months. Less time than it took me to get my first 6. Then I made my second in less than 4 months. And last year I was able to hit the $1 million mark in 3 days. So what I want you to understand is that what we do in this event, and what I try to teach women, period, is that the paradigm that you need to make more and to work more in order to make more is a lie. It's a lie that they tell us to get us to give them their labor, and we end up broke, busted, and disgusted, tired, not spending time with our children, our families, those people that we love. Guess what? You can use your genius for yourself. And when it is focused appropriately, when you have the right systems in place, when you understand the right team to have in place, when you have the right branding and marketing, and you know how to sell, you can build intergenerational wealth for you and your family, and you can do it all in less time.
Are y'all listening? This is why these interviews are important, because we're thinking it and we're trying to find that bridge to get us from the life we want, or the life we currently have, to the life we want and actually deserve. Tell everybody what they can expect in that event, because I am gonna share the links.
Absolutely.
Y'all calm down. I'm gonna get to it. We're gonna share after the interview's over. We're gonna stay here for a moment, but tell them what they should expect in this 2-day event.
It's actually 3 days.
Come on, 3.
But 3-day event. But we also have an extra bonus fourth day that we kick off with just for our Lux VIP attendees. And let me start with the Lux VIP day, because, you know, for those of us who are a little extra, like,
okay, we extra. Okay? I like to toast and cheers and be with the girls. Yes.
Let me just say that it's the name of the event is Black Millionaire Coach Live, and it's for coaches, consultants, authors, speakers, people in the knowledge economy who want to make money based off of what they know. Okay. So we deal with people who understand something amazing and they want to teach other people how to do it, or they want to spread the message in some way. And we teach them how to leverage that genius up to $1 million and beyond. Okay. So for the Lux VIP day, we have some special training for you around building your team, special training for you about what systems and automation that you have to have in place so that you can make more money without you have to be the one doing it. Hello.
Somebody out there right now, you sending all the emails. I know it. I know, because I was hurt. Okay. I know you are. Go right ahead.
But guess what? That's not even the highlight of that day. The highlight of that day is that I have rented a luxury yacht. We will be right here in beautiful National Harbor at the MGM National Harbor. And I rented a yacht to pick us up from National Harbor so that we can take a midday all white day cruise where you'll have a special luncheon and you'll have the opportunity to meet my badass stylist, Michelle Lopez, who is killing it out here with her designs. And she's going to show you how to have power in your presence. Because how you show up makes a big difference in your brand. She is the sister that makes sure that I'm looking right all the damn time. Okay. And I want you to understand that she is going to be there to share her genius with you. She just took off like gangbusters from New York Fashion Week last year, and she has not slowed down. So you'll get a chance to meet her.
Oh, and then, I love that.
Yes. And then for the other 3 days, we are focusing on 3 primary things each day. First day, we want to make sure that your mind is right. Because I have to tell you, if your mind ain't right, your money ain't going to be right. You will not make millions if you do not believe that you are deserving of it. Point blank, period. And so we're going to fix that in day 1. Day 2, we're going to help you understand your $1 million offer, right? Listen, you don't need to sell 1 million things to make $1 million. You just need one powerful, profitable, scalable offer. And what we're going to help you do is to figure out, of all the things that you do, of all the things that you can do, of all the things that you want to do, of all the things that you're currently doing, which one of those has the best potential to be leveraged all the way up to millions. We're going to not only help you identify that, we're going to help you actually design it, like design the offer, systematize it, create your own signature system around your offer. We're also going to teach you how to develop your $1 million brand. Okay. So that is going to help you understand really how to show up in the marketplace in the right way to attract people who are ready to invest at high levels. And we're going to help you on day 3 understand how to market effectively. How are you going to build your $1 million marketing plan so that you go out of this event with a game plan to know how to put all of those things that you've created there into place. Plus, I know that you said that you're from Richmond. One of my good friends who also lives in Richmond will be joining me there on day 3. The $80 million mogul, Sharice Jones, who is the owner of the Sassy Jones brand.
Listen. I was about to mention Sharice earlier, because how can you not?
Absolutely.
I love that. Go ahead. Talk about Sharice.
That's let me just say, Sharice Jones, if you do not know her, you need to know her. Okay. This sister has an $80 million brand and rising. Okay. She ain't slowing down one bit. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if she's at 100 million by the time Black Millionaire Coach Live.
Probably right now has passed it. Okay.
For real.
I already know. Listen, y'all keep playing.
She's for real. She's the real deal. But one of the things that I wanted her to come to this event for is that I think she's a genius at many things, but she's particularly a genius at understanding how to build raving fans for your brand. Her, I love her products. I buy from her. I've been a customer of her for years, in addition to knowing her person for years. And I will say, she has built a tribe of raving fans that has followed her wherever she goes in terms of her sales, right? And so I want my attendees at this event to understand, what is her secret sauce? How does she get people not just to buy from her once, right? But to buy from her over and over and over again. How does she get people to just really sing her praises and share information about her? How does she get people to just really just tune in all the time whenever she shows up, wherever she's showing up? May it be Home Shopping Network or via Instagram Live. She is drawing a crowd. How can you apply her genius to what you do? I personally think that, anyone who thinks that at no matter what business level of business that you are right now, you can always learn from someone else. And sometimes you can cross-pollinate ideas even from different industries. So though she's not a coach or a consultant, her marketing genius is applicable to what we do. And that's one of the things that I want to have a great conversation with her about in terms of what can we learn so that we can build the type of following that can help us get not only to 7 figures, but to 8 and on the way to 9.
Come on, listen, Sharice, powerhouse, been a powerhouse, and I've watched it from the beginning.
Yes,
here in Richmond, Virginia, and I think that I can't wait till she shares with y'all, because authenticity is just a piece of her skill set and her secret sauce, and I can't wait to hear more, because she's always dropping gems. Y'all got to pick those up. But you can do it too, y'all. I think that's the key as far as what we're sharing here today. This is not false. This is not pretend. Y'all gonna have to do some actual work, okay, at these events. And I think that's the other part too, like with this boss culture, with this false pedestal culture, what I like to call it. A lot of people just focus on who's on the pedestal, but not how to get down off the pedestal and sustain and or stay successful. Y'all just want to make the announcements.
Absolutely. Let me just tell you what it's not. It's not a pitch fest where you're going to have 50 million people on the stage and everybody's trying to sell you something. Let me also tell you, this is not a situation where we're going to do rah, 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 and you leave there feeling great, but you don't know how to do a damn thing. Okay. This is not what this is. This is a working conference where you're actually going to sit there and take the time to build your assets in-house, build that $1 million offer, build that marketing plan, understand how to brand like a boss, understand how to show up like the boss chick that you are, because you're looking right? And when you look right on the outside, you feel right on the inside. And all of that in the lap of luxury at the MGM National Harbor, because I personally believe that you need to understand what it looks to feel and experience the lifestyle of the millionaire. And that's what you're going to get the moment that you walk into the building. So we're super excited. I mean,
I love it. Y'all have got to get your tickets all the days, not just, I'm sure there are some single day tickets somewhere, but it's given all the days, because you need the full experience. We need to stop hokey pokeying with our life. Put both feet in, put your whole body in. And go for it. And I think that's the main thing. Like in this season, there's a lot of people coming out of COVID, changing jobs, trying to figure out what's important and what's next. And you got to find your tribe. I'm so glad that we've aligned, because that's exactly what I'm talking about, preaching about. Hone in on your skill sets every day at all times so that you can become your best self and create the life that you want. Listen.
Absolutely. It's there for the taking. That's the thing. It's there for the taking.
That part. Let's go to a personal side real quick. We've talked a lot of business, and we're going to come back to the business before we close out. But personally, after Dr. Avis has gone home for the day and she has turned the mics off and all the cameras, no more interviews, what do you do to really bring yourself back to you? What is your personal favorite form of self-care that helps you just feel successful when you need to recharge?
I have to say, there are two, okay? I have one that I do on a daily basis and one that I try to do, knock on wood, on a weekly basis. Daily, I have a space in my house that I call my fortress of solitude. And I think we all need that. I am now an empty nester, so I guess my whole house is more like solitude these days. But
shout out to the grown children.
That's right. Shout out to the grown children. One of which is near you at Virginia State University, my alma mater right now.
Okay, come on, Faith.
But I have to say, I have this space in my house that's the fortress of solitude. It's on the top floor. What makes it my place of solitude for me, it has key elements that I derive energy from: water, fire, and it's not really an element, but music. Okay. And so it's the place that I go when the weather is cold. I cut my fireplace on, I cut my music on. It's where I can meditate. It's where I can read. It's where I can have tea. It's where I can burn a candle. It's where I can just think and just spend time with me, right? When the weather is warm, I walk right outside the door from that room. I turn on my fountain. I hear the water sprinkle. I have my music out there. I'm lounging on my outside couch, and I'm, reading, thinking, meditating there. You have to have a place in your house, like a space in your house that is just for you, where you can get away from the crazy, where you
inside
can
or
reset.
outside, find that place.
Exactly, recharge. And I think you need to create time, not just create time, make time, put time on your schedule every day. Because one of the mistakes that we make, and oftentimes, especially as women, is that we prioritize everybody else's needs before our own. And so our calendars get filled, and then we're like, oh my God, we can't do anything. No, you put your stuff on the calendar first, honey. Okay, put your stuff on the calendar first, and then design your life around that. Taking care of you needs to be a priority, because when you go down, everybody goes down. Take care of you. Okay. My once a week indulgence is I love massages. I love spas.
Priceless. Priceless.
Hello. So you got to get those kinks worked out. You got to have the nice sort of those relaxing moments that allow you to just exhale. And I think having that mix of the daily and at least the weekly, or at minimum monthly, sort of escape to someplace outside of your home that's also a relaxing environment is something that all of us need to treat ourselves to.
I mean, are y'all taking notes? I mean, I'm already doing these things, but I love to hear my tribe say the same things. Massages are priceless. Go get you a membership or find you a safe space, and find you that safe space in the house as well as outside the house. That is definitely me. And during COVID, I got my yard together. I had, bless my heart, hadn't touched the yard in years, but thank you, COVID. We are back in action, and we have our nice little yard chair. Like you said, we're going to go outside and we're going to relax, and we're going to do whatever we need to do. Ground, kick your shoes off, find your safe space. I love that for you. And I love that for me. And I hope I love it for y'all too. I hope that you are paying attention, because having your own space is just so important. So
absolutely.
I love it. Especially as an entrepreneur. I mean, half the time you are your coworker. Okay.
Oh my God. And the biggest challenge in entrepreneur space is that oftentimes, and I've been guilty of this too, so I'm not preaching, but it's hard sometimes for us to turn it off. It's hard for us to turn it off. If you allow yourself, you will be working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays, weekends, the whole 9 yards.
Somebody say it. Say it again.
You have to turn it off and get back to you. Replenish you. Replenish the source. Okay. You deserve it. You deserve it. And you need it.
These are gems. Are y'all picking them up? I mean, I needed this. Everyone needed this, because for me, it's just reaffirming what I'm already doing. Okay. But I feel like for someone, this is your beginning. You're going to create the life you want after this interview. So necessary. We're going to get ready to get out of here. I feel like we got to have you come back again, because
I love it.
You just shared so much. But did you have any final tips for the audience, or anything for them to take away? Any final nuggets to share?
Yeah, the final nugget that I will share especially for entrepreneurs out there is this: your fortune is in your focus. If your focus is dispersed upon many things, what one thing are you giving your full and utter best attention? And if you haven't thought of it, it's because you're not doing that to any one thing. It's when you weed the garden, right? It's when you prune the tree that you allow the best part to grow. Your fortune is in your focus.
I mean, did y'all write that down? I did. Okay. Y'all didn't see my hand moving, but listen, it's here. I love that. Thank you so much for that. Tell everyone where they can find you. Where can we get these tickets?
Absolutely.
Come to the event.
Absolutely. So just go to blackmillionairecoachlive.com. That's blackmillionairecoachlive.com. You can get the tickets and grab more information about me and this incredible event there.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Avis, for coming on. And y'all, she has a Facebook community, so y'all can stay tapped in, okay, with her before and after the event. This is ongoing. This is a lifelong thing. Are you going to be one of her millionaires? Okay, I believe it's a yes. Okay, so tap in, stay connected. Again, thank you so much for joining us. You guys are tuned into the #1 in business radio, My King Biz Cara Pressley radio show on 106.1. We love you to life. Y'all stay successful out here in these streets, and we'll talk to you soon.